Hello people, this is Mario again, doing one last video. As you know, I've already finished doing the Blade films, but there's a couple of subjects still to talk about. First of all, the TV series. Now, while I have never watched it, because the commercials and stuff didn't seem interesting to me, most of the stuff I've heard about has been negative, partially from the guy that got to play Blade. As you remember, I mentioned him in passing in one of my reviews. It's the guy that was playing Debo's sidekick at Next Friday. It's kind of hard to see that guy going from getting smacked upside the head by Tony Lister Jr. to going, I'm Blade, kill some vampires. It's hard to see that. So, that's one strike against the series already. Now, it continuing on from Blade Trinity, I have no problem with that. But from what I hear, the way they did it, not good. And the only place I've ever seen it being sold is that they pack it with the other three movies. So it's like they're trying to get you to buy the series. It's like, come on, you buy the. If you don't have the movies, buy it. You get the first episode of the TV series all for free. $13, it's not for free, man. $13, it's like $3.25 a movie, not counting tax. So no, I'm not gonna buy it. Besides, when they started selling them, I already had 2 and 3. So why would I buy that set? Because that's $6 I already spent out on 2 movies. Then of course there's the talk about doing another film sequel, which I wouldn't mind if done right, because with how the movie ends, it makes you think that they killed some of the vampires, but not all of them. But both theatrical and the unrated endings give us that hint. So I wouldn't mind seeing Blade come back to kill vampires, but the odds of it happening are kind of slim, because you know that lawsuit that Wesley Snipes had against New Line, because apparently they didn't pay him all the money. Which I have to say, if they did not pay him all the money, they should give him the rest of his money. I mean, they signed a contract. You honor your word. Your word is your bond. Just because the movie didn't perform well as well as the previous 2 movies is not his fault. It's your fault, New Line. You rushed the movie, and you did not get a director who could pull it off that good. Now, Guillermo or Stephen Norrington, they probably could have done Blade Trinity a little bit better in that time, but Goyer, no. As you know, with his writing, he's hit and miss. With it being almost 10 years, by the time it hits the 10-year mark, maybe he'll have a good story written down that will be a hit in the Blade film. By that time, by the 10-year mark, Wesley Snipes should be out of jail. But would I want him to rush in and do another Blade film? No. Maybe look at it and give it some serious consideration. But rush into it? No. Earliest I would like to see another film will probably be 2015, which would be about 2 years after he's supposed to get out of jail. That would give him a while to maybe do another film. You know, get his acting chops together. But like I said, I wouldn't mind seeing another Blade film, if done right. I would really like to see them bring Morbius in this time, because they hinted at it in the alternate ending for the first movie, and then nothing. Especially since I doubt that he'll be able to carry a movie by himself. I mean, in the Spider-Man cartoon, Morbius was in it, and who showed up in the show around that time? Blade. That's also the first time I saw Whistler. And speaking of which, I would like them to explain a little bit more about Abigail and how she is like that. And maybe explain a little bit how Hannibal King got the way he is. Why is he a wisecracker instead of being serious? Is it because of the time he spent as a vampire? Just a little thought.